Welcome back, guys. This is going to be set 2 of the Nation Wars here tonight. It's going to be Legionnaire versus Rith. Game 1 on Lost Temple. Australia is currently up 1-0 in the set right now. And here I have Atler as my co-caster for tonight, giving him a trial out. See how he goes.
Hey, how's it going?
And let's get into this. We'll start him up in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Alright, so we got Rith spawning as the green Terran over here at the 3 o'clock position. We got Legionnaire as the yellow Protoss at the 9 o'clock. This is going to be a very big macro game, I can see, especially with these positions.
And also, let's just talk a bit about the history of these players. I know Legionnaire is a huge Australian player. Like, he's one of the higher up sort of tournament players. Do we know anything about Rith at all? Do we know about his background and all of that?
No, I don't. I don't know much. The good thing about this Nation War stuff is, like, I don't really use a lot of, I don't really see a lot of Indonesian players around,
yep.
Just because I focus on the Australian scene and I focus on, like, the really high-end stuff, and none of them have really broken out yet, which is what's good about this one.
Yeah, it's a good thing to start getting some exposure. Legionnaire is not going for what we're seeing as a very common thing, which is walling off the natural and going for a fast expand. He is, however, just building, just near the mineral line. Rift is walling off a standard sort of wall-off versus TVP, where you don't really want to wall off all the time, but if it's your preference, you can go 2 supply depots and a barracks, which is just, it's this common thing in the world.
Yes, actually, if I remember correctly, Rith did play in the King of the Hill the other day and did a Blue Flame Hellion drop versus Roz, I think it was.
I think I was there for that, actually. Yeah, that was actually a really good game. I remember, was that on the Icy Cup map, God's Garden? Was that
yeah,
really
it was one of them.
Map?
One of
yeah, that was an amazing game. I remember watching that match and going, oh, that's cool. I love that drop. I actually copied a similar sort of build that I saw another player use. Used it on the ladder and won like 2 games in a row, just using that build. People just like, what the hell? Like, you don't have to do damage to units with that sort of drop. You just get like 10 probes in a drop, and then you can just go away, and then come back 5 minutes later.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we do have that barracks going down for Rith, and we do have Legionnaire doing his regular 13 scout. I know quite a few people have caught on to the fact that Legionnaire scouts at 13, not at 9 like a lot of Protoss do, and Domo actually took him out of a series, a couple weeks ago, and when he actually, because he knew that Legionnaire scouted a little bit late and went for a proxy, and it actually won him the game.
Even 6 pooling on maps like this, I know, guys, I know it's a cheesy strategy, I'm really against it, but on a matchup like this, if you get the cross positions and you're a Zerg and you see that, you can 6 pull him, and if he hasn't scouted it, he will be like really, really late. Like, he will not scout it in time. He'll see the links come out, and that'll be about it.
Yeah.
So that's a really good idea to keep in mind. However, we are seeing a second barracks go down in a tech lab, so I would not say Reapers, I would say Marauders more than anything, like a 1-Rax Marauder sort of build. Yes, we are seeing a 1-Rax Marauder sort of build coming up now. He could be expanding quite early. We see second gas coming down for Legionnaire. No Stalkers or Zealots building, just 1 Zealot chilling out on the ramp. That should be quite enough for now.
Yeah. That's not bad. Like I was saying earlier tonight, you can keep that probe alive quite a long time until sometimes like the second Marine comes out, but unfortunately Leg, a little bit of a miss micro, they actually ran him down to the wrong spot, so he was cornered by that Marine there, but did catch that second Rax coming down. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a third Rax coming down straight away, because a lot of Terran players on SCA do love that 3 Rax aggression kind of stuff here. And it looks like Legionnaire does have that Zealot out, Stalker coming out now, and probably a Sentry next, which is your standard cookie cutter. And there's the Sentry, nicely done. So he will be safe from any kind of early pressure.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see the Zerg, the Protoss player, before that we're seeing Versatile, see him take advantage of this sort of build, because if he would have used this sort of build, I think he would have done very well in his game 1 versus Iagers, I think it was, yes, if my memory serves me correctly. We are seeing a strange wall, and we are seeing 3 barracks, 1 with the reactor, and probably 2 with a tech lab. Pretty standard getting the second gas. So this Terran player is going for some very common sort of 3 rack sort of aggression. Very good build. At the same time, we're seeing a Robo Bay going down, probably going to get some Immortals to defend against this.
Yeah, so it looks like Rith might be going for a bit of a Marauder early push here. This is what I was saying. You really want that 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker, 1 Sentry to be able to deal with this kind of push, because you can force field behind them, and the Zealot actually traps them on the ramp, and they can't get away. And you really need to kite Marauders versus Zealots, otherwise you just chew through them. We got more Stalkers coming out.
So we're seeing a very good push coming up here now. Stim has not finished. Stim has just started. It's 25%. However, we are seeing concussive shells, and I'm not sure if Legionnaire can really deal with this. He is going to have to force field this ramp, of course. Sorry to cut you off there. He is going to take out the Zealot, though, who is preparing for the future to move out to the Nexus. Oh, poor Zealot. I feel really bad for the Zealot now.
Leg really wants to get another Zealot out. He does have that Robotics Bay coming with the Immortal. Is he Chrono Boost? Maybe not. He does have Warp Gate finished as well.
He's falling behind on his Chrono Boosts.
Nice scan! Wow, that was really good.
Oh, very, very effective, the action going on there. I always missed it. However, we are seeing an Immortal popping out. We have one Warp Gate, both are morphing in now. So it's pretty good timing for Legionnaire. He knows what he's defending against, and he has some pretty good timing, to be honest. Like, you don't usually see timing this good and very, that prepared. Very, very effective, impressive. It's no wonder he does so well in the Australian scene. So we are seeing the Protoss player just try and get some more units to defend against. He is chrono boosting out the second Immortal. He should continue to chrono boost. Even chrono boost these warp gates would not be a half bad idea. He can spare the chrono boosts because pumping out these Immortals is important, but you can't just keep chrono boosting it. You should probably do a mixture of things. Because you don't want too many Immortals. Once you get too many Immortals, you start losing the Immortals quicker because you have no meat shield. And once that happens, it completely defeats the purpose of having Immortals.
Pretty much. We do have an expansion coming down for Rith now as well, so...
Very, very good timing by him. Very good, well-timed expansion. Not sure what he's done with his wall, and he likes to have the little... I don't know. He's got a really, really funny wall, and I was looking at that and really puzzled about it. However, Rith is very good about what he's doing. He has built lots more Marines than Marauders because he knows that Legionnaire will be defending with Immortals, which is very effective against Marauders. They basically 3-hit Marauders, which is pretty effective. So he has moved that off the ramp, which removes this sort of sentry block. But we will be seeing maybe a push from Rith soon. I would hope so, at least. He is expanding. He does want to put some pressure on the Terran player. He is getting a factory down, however, and I would like to see this pressure just so that he can be comfortable before he gets his expansion down completely and up and running. Denying this expansion against Legionnaire would be really, really effective right now, and he should do it. However, he is grabbing this expansion right now, and it's going to be a push out from Legionnaire. A very good move. Legionnaire knows what he's doing. He seems to think that the Terran player must be expanding right now if there is no more units streaming into his base.
Yeah, we do have a Robotics Bay coming down now for Legionnaire as well. Looks like he's trying to do nice timing there by Rith getting away. Those trees just obstructing vision.
Yep. Definitely, it's very good plan. So yeah, the Robotics Bay is coming down. So you will be going to 2 base Colossi, which is really, really good against this sort of army. So Legionnaire is really, really good at this timing. Very impressed to see some really solid Protoss play tonight. However, we do see 2 bunkers going down in about a half-saturated Terran base, and the bunkers are loaded up. It is going to be a no-go for the Protoss player. Otherwise, he'll suffer pretty
maybe he
heavy
just
losses.
wants it anyway. Those Immortals are going to wreck
he's
those
gone
bunkers.
for it anyway. It's good force field, splitting it up.
He needs to focus the bunker. The bunker does go down. I don't think there's enough units here, though. The Immortals being focused. Ooh, this is going to be close. No, he needs to run away. Those Immortals being focused down by those Marauders drop really, really quickly. But really not enough units for Rith to do any kind of counter push. So kind of evenly done there. We do have Legionnaire definitely getting the bad end of that. He's about 1,200 minerals down, but his expansion is up in the same time, and he has Colossus on the way. So I'd like to see some... Oh god, I need to change it. Extended Thermal Lance pretty quickly. Just to help with that, but it's not going to be as effective versus Marauders. So as long as he mixes in a few Zealots in that, he should be pretty safe. In the meantime, Risk getting more bunkers up. But he still hasn't got... There's the starport, sorry. He is getting a starport for dropships now.
We are seeing the Observer scouting. He's going to see a starport for the M&M. It's just a standard M&M. I would like to see the reactor switch that we have been seeing lately. And we've got 3 barracks, only 3 barracks at the moment. He's probably just pumping SCVs a lot, but I would like to see a 4th and maybe a 5th popping down. So, yep.
But yeah, pretty much exactly what you said there. We do have that Colossus coming too. I'm just noticing that the pylon placement here by Legionnaire pretty much stops any drop dead in its tracks. Because there's no way for him to get in without seeing. And the factory is going on a scout here. See what's coming. Hopefully Leg can hide those Colossi from him. And here we go. Nope.
Well, we're seeing two Stalkers pushing out. I'm not sure, probably for the Zelmaker Watchtower. So it should be interesting. We're seeing Supply Depot has been pushed at the front into bunkers. I'm not sure what I think of that, to be honest. It's just really weird positioning. He could lose those quite easily to a drop, which is more effective than you think. However, Scout does go down on Legionnaire, and he will see the 2 Colossi and not much gateway units. Factory scouting, wow, that's really Moonglade style, scouting with this sort of factory.
Yeah, the factory scout's been around for a long time, especially when you have no real intention of getting tanks at all. It's really
I
good.
think I think the only problem with the build that I see is that if you're not going to get tanks, and I usually get a few extra Hellions, I think they can help a lot against Zealots in that sort of army mix. I don't usually scout because it feels like I lose too much by scouting with the factory, but I'm really paranoid as a player. I'm always been like that. I'm extremely defensive. I always scout early. That's just the way I'm wired. It's kind of weird. So yeah, this factory is moving back. It is not deciding to land above the ledge, and pretty good scouting patterns by Legionnaire, I would say, and Vikings are popping out. So we only have one medevac so far, which is quite fine for that number of Marauders. And Legionnaire is just hanging out. He's getting a lot of Colossi, and his Thermal Lance upgrade is about 90% of the way through.
Yeah, he is taking out the gold rocks here, so he does want to expand again. Both players being pretty passive here, just randomly scouting each other out, seeing what each other's got. Looks like it's going to be a big M&M ball coming here from Rith, but really as soon as Legionnaire gets like 3 or 4 Colossi, that's the critical mass where they one-shot Marines. 5 Colossi, I believe, one-shots Marauders as well. Let me double-check that.
The only problem with that, though, is that you really need the meat shield, which I would personally stop at 5, maybe 6 Colossus, and then I just go full Zealot Stalker, or even Sentries. Sentries, of course, are really effective as well. So it's that sort of critical mass that you want, but never more than 6 or 7, because after a while you just run in with just Colossi and like 5 Zealots, and you're just like,
Oh, Legionnaire just gets that factory on fire, so it's going to kill itself eventually. Really
Good
getting
luck.
that, and we're going to have an expansion drop down at the gold for Legionnaire, but will Rift see it? Oh, no, he's going the wrong way.
He just misses it.
That's right.
But he'll probably know from the rocks alone that that Legionnaire will be expanding there quite soon, especially with a Colossi sort of build. You really need a lot of income just for this sort of Colossi build.
Alright, so it looks like we might be seeing a push out here from Rith. Both of the players want pretty much steady 2 bases. Legionnaire is that base ahead. We got 127 supply for Legionnaire, and we got 131 for Rith. I got to give the advantage to Legionnaire here though. He does have those Colossi. They do take a while to take down, especially with only 6 Vikings. But
yeah.
hey.
So these Vikings are a really good move. It's a good scouting. He must have scouted obviously before and thought, well, I've got the starport anyway for the medevac, so he's gone very, very smart move. He is going to probably deny this expansion. He's going to push back to the zone like watch out. I do rate Legionnaire in this battle just because he has this huge army. Like, it just looks you look at it and you just get.
Oh, he's going to be able to pick up a couple of the Vikings first. Never mind.
Vikings trying to flank, but not doing too well. He will be. Legionnaire has got some good view, and they do land. Probably not the best move because now Legionnaire can go straight in and kill this M&M army before they can get back.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake.
Okay, so they're on the air now, and they're running away to the top ledge. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Yeah, he did snipe one of those Vikings. A bit of a mistake there by Rith. Now the Vikings are nowhere near. They are going to be doing a little bit of a drop back down here, but he's going to have to pull them back. Otherwise, this M&M is just going to drop really quickly. Because the Stalkers will outrange. Nicely done by Legionnaire there, getting a lot, but you're forcing a stim to get Rith out of the way. That's nicely done. These Vikings are patrolling around, but Legionnaire's popping 4 Stalkers at the back here. That's going to save him from anything kind of that nonsense. And oh my god, the Vikings are going to run straight through this Stalker. This is not going to be good. No, never mind. Legionnaire's going to be aggressive here, and the Vikings are going to come from behind. Is stimming. He's focusing down those Colossi.
Let's see if Legionnaire notices. Legionnaire has not. Yeah, he's moving Stalkers now. He is very, very good. Keeping on the white.
Stalkers at the back, Colossi hitting at the front. Nice force field. I think Legionnaire is going to take this game pretty damn convincingly. He is 121 supply to 41. Rith is building a barracks at the very front. Not sure what's going on there, but he's just going to be able to walk straight into this main. There's supply depots everywhere. I'm not really sure the reasoning behind that, but if he snipes those, it's going to put Rith very far behind.
Yep, definitely. It's been very, very smart play by Legionnaire. He seems to never miss anything. He's very, very, very good like that. Quite impressive. I think he really deserved this win. He really worked for it. And he will be going 2-0. And this will be another win going to Australia, I believe.
No, this is the first game, and it's going to be 1-0. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first game. Not the second. But anyway. Yeah, I think this game's going to be over. There's a GG, so it's going to be Legionnaire 1-0 over Rith. And that's it.